Most owners are not prepared for the final days, not because they have not thought about it. Most people who love a dog think about it more than they admit, but because the thinking has been abstract and the reality, when it arrives, is specific. It is specific in the ways it looks, in the ways it feels, and in the specific behaviors a dog produces in her final days that owners, without preparation, almost universally misread. And misreading them costs them something they cannot get back. This is not a comfortable video. It is a necessary one. Because the owners who understand what their dog is doing in those last days, who can read the signals for what they are, rather than for what the grief wants them to be, are the owners who are present in those moments in the fullest possible way. And presence, in those days, is the only thing that matters. The first thing a dog does in her final days that breaks owners without warning is withdraw. She moves to a quieter place. The corner of the room rather than the center of it. The cooler floor rather than her usual warm spot. The space under the bed or behind the couch or in the garden in a specific place she has never chosen before. She is not hiding from you. She is not rejecting you. She is doing what animals have done across every species that has ever faced death, seeking the reduced sensory environment that the body moving toward its end finds easier to be in. Her nervous system is not processing the world the way it was. Input that was ordinary. The household sounds, the movement, the stimulation of normal daily life has become more than she can comfortably manage. The quieter place is not a statement about the relationship. It is the body asking for less, for stillness, for the specific kind of peace that a quieter, darker, smaller space provides when the world has become too much to hold. The owner's instinct is to bring her back, to the center of the family, to the normal spaces, to the presence and light and warmth that love wants to surround her with. Sometimes she wants that. Often she needs the quiet more. Reading which she is asking for in each specific moment is the thing that preparation makes possible. The second thing is the reduced interest in food and water. The body that is shutting down is not asking to be fueled. The appetite that disappears in the final days is not a problem to be solved. Not a symptom requiring intervention, not a sign that the right food has not yet been found. It is the digestive system completing its withdrawal from the functions it was sustaining. In the specific, orderly way that biological systems wind down, most owners respond with the deepest, most well-intentioned force, trying every food that ever produced enthusiasm, hand-feeding, offering water from a cupped palm. Some dogs accept this, and it is worth trying, because sometimes the contact of the offering matters more than the food itself. The hand, not the contents of the hand. The closeness, not the calorie, but forcing food on a body that is declining. It is not kindness. It is the human relationship with nourishment projected onto a situation where nourishment is no longer the point. Let her lead. If she accepts the offer, give it with everything you have. If she turns away, honor the turning away as the communication it is. The third thing, the one most owners describe as the moment that broke something open, is the seeking of your presence with a quality that is different from all previous seeking. She has been near you her whole life. She has sought your proximity in all the specific ways her attachment produced over all the years. But in the final days, the seeking changes quality. It is quieter, more sustained, less about what your presence provides in the practical sense, and more about the specific fact of your being there. Your smell, your warmth, the sound of your breathing, the specific sensory reality of you as close as possible. She is not asking for anything except you, not the you that feeds and walks and plays. The you that simply exists beside her. The presence without agenda, the closeness without task. This is the piece most owners understand later, looking back, that what she needed most in those hours was not the heroic intervention, not the desperate search for the thing that would fix it, not the grief performed in front of her in a way that asked her to manage your distress while managing her own diminishment. She needed you to be there, quietly, without needing her to be anything she no longer was. The fourth thing is the deep, specific, direct eye contact that arrives in the quieter moments. She looks at you, not the checking-in look of ordinary companionship, not the requesting look of a dog who wants something, the sustained, soft, fully present look of an animal that has moved past the social calculation of eye contact and arrived at something simpler. She is looking at you because you are who she is looking at, because you are the face she has known longest and most completely. Because in whatever terms her awareness works, you are the one she is orienting toward as everything narrows. Most owners who describe this moment describe the same quality in it. The feeling that something was being communicated that has no adequate name in any language. Not goodbye, exactly. Not I love you, exactly. Something more complete than either of those and less translatable. They are right that it is beyond language. It is not beyond receipt. You can receive it. Let it land without trying to return it in words. Be there for it. It is one of the most significant things she will ever give you, and it comes only once. The fifth thing is the specific physical effort she makes to be near you, when the effort has become genuinely costly. She can barely rise and she rises. She cannot walk easily, and she walks. The body that has been withdrawing, that has been conserving, that has been asking for stillness and quiet, that body makes a specific, unmistakable expenditure of its remaining resources to close the distance between you. This movement is not instinct. It is not biology optimizing for survival. It is the particular thing that 20,000 years of living alongside humans produced in the domestic dog. The specific, evolved orientation toward the human that has become so deeply encoded that it persists when almost everything else has been surrendered. She is coming to you because you are where she is going, not away from anything, toward you. Most owners in those final days are consumed by the question of what to do, whether to intervene more or less, whether the timing of any decision is right, whether they are doing enough, being enough, giving enough. The mind fills with the doing because the alternative, simply being present with what is one of the hardest things a human being can do. Flip the entire orientation. There is almost nothing to do in those days that matters as much as being there. Not performing grief, being present through it. Not filling the silence, holding it with her, not trying to extend the time by managing it into something longer. Being in the time that exists with the full attention that she deserves and that you will not have access to again. She is not afraid in the way that the human imagination of dying suggests fear. She is not suffering from the loss of the future. She does not have the cognitive apparatus for that specific grief. What she is doing in those days is something closer to completing, closing the loop on the longest, most consistent relationship of her life, in the specific animal way that does not require language or ceremony, or even full consciousness to be real. The quiet that her body was asking for, the presence that she was seeking, the eye contact received without flinching, the hand that stayed when the staying was hard, the specific, irreplaceable gift of being someone who did not look away. She spent her whole life making sure you knew you were not alone. She followed you from room to room and slept at your feet and put her paw on your hand when something was wrong and watched over you while you slept. She did not stop doing that at the end. She just ran out of time and body to do it with. She spent her whole life making sure you knew you were not alone. Be there at the end so she knows the same thing. That is everything she is asking for. That is everything she has ever asked for. If you have been through this, if you know the specific quality of those days from the inside, I want to hear about them. Tell me in the comments about the moment you remember most, the one that stays. And if you are in those days right now, please put the phone down. Be with her. She needs you more than she needs anything this video can offer. If this kind of watching matters to you, subscribing means the next one finds you.